This is a stateroom tour of 15031. This would be in the Yacht Club on board the MSC Meraviglia as part of the Deluxe Suite. Let's take a step in. Walking in, the first thing I'm going to point out is how the lighting system works in this cabin. You have the cruise card that is required to be inserted into the light switch. By pulling it out, you'll notice we had it with the barcode inserted in. If you put it the other direction, the lights will actually turn off. It's pretty quick to respond, so we're just going to put that in for the meaning of this tour. Continuing in, there's one more thing I want to point out right inside this door, and that is a place to select a button for making up your room or do not disturb. All right, continuing into the stateroom, we have a linen closet immediately to the right of the door. You can see we already have some items in display in here, as well as the handy safe that we love to use on a cruise. And on the opposite side, we've got the actual hanging closet already outfitted with a robe for each passenger in the cabin and a set of slippers down below. And this is where your hanging space is. A fairly sizable space for a cabin on board a cruise ship. We were very impressed when we first walked in. And this would be the bathroom. The bathroom has beautifully appointed marble tile all throughout. Pretty spacious for a cruise cabin bathroom. You can see it is a full walk-in shower that we can step into. And then over on the other side, of course, we have toiletries that you can use during your cruise, a couple of glasses down below, a shaving mirror on the close wall, and your soaps. A fairly sizable bathroom. Heading back out into the main cabin, main stateroom area. This stateroom is currently set up as a king-size bed with the two beds pushed together. There is a full-length dressing mirror immediately to the right upon entering the space. And as I head over to the side of the bed here, you'll notice we've got a light, a couple of switches. They actually are touch sensitive. So you have a reading light, which is wonderful, and just an ambient light that you can have on during the cruise. There's also a set of 2 drawers down below, so you got a little bit of storage right by the bed, which is always fantastic. We love to have that. Now, as we walk further into the room, you can see there's some important information about your cruise, the remote that you would use while sailing if you need to use the TV for any reason. And these rooms are also equipped with a coffee machine, coffee pods. You can get the milk of choice. You've got your different water options, some snacks, ice bucket. Oh my gosh, there is so much goodness about these staterooms. And as we open up the first set of cabinets, you can see here we have some beautiful amenities from our teas for breakfast, royal breakfasts. We got Earl Grey, glasses for champagne, stirring spoons for your coffee or your espresso, depending on which you choose to make. And then on the next drawer down, we've got a couple of plates, some silverware, some serving bowls. So you really have a nice setup if you want to entertain anyone in your stateroom, or if it's just the two of you enjoying the stateroom together. The next cabinet over has the mini fridge, which comes fully stocked with a Toblerone. Your choice of different beverages, from waters to sparkling waters to sodas and juices. And we even have the option to add some alcoholic beverages for those that are interested in participating in that. Coming back over here to the other side of the bed, again, we have 2 more drawers available for this side of the bed with a similar lighting setup against the headboard. As we reach the far end of the stateroom, we have the couch, which looks like it might be able to be converted into a bed as well, with a beautiful table in the center. We were greeted by these wonderful peanut brittles. Yum. Looking forward to tasting some of those. And then on this side, we've got some pull-out drawers where you can put some of your personal belongings for the duration of your cruise, so you can get fully moved in. There's 3 drawers there. Moving a little bit further along, we've got a full pull-out drawer for your desk. Comes with a hairdryer inside, as well as some information for your laundry service if you choose to get it. At the very far end, we have another mirror. Hey, YouTube! And then we've got a bunch of different details that are left out on the desk for you on a daily basis that are provided by your butler. And then, of course, you need to sit down and do your makeup, you've got this wonderful little pull-out chair that comes out. It's nice and strong. It's very heavy and sturdy, so you're not going to have to worry about it moving away from you. The last thing that we're going to talk about, these beautiful curtains from inside the room, they do stretch from one end all the way across to the other, floor to ceiling. We're really hoping that this is going to be a nice, dark, quiet room across the sailing. Yes, we are on deck 15 of this ship, and you can tell here we are getting ready to head out to the balcony. It's a little cold out here today as we're preparing to sail away from Brooklyn and New York. You can see it actually is snowing at the moment. So New York City is, well, way off in the distance over there. But this is a fairly sizable balcony. As you can tell, it does come filled standard with 2 chairs and an end table. I'll just make my way over to this far side so you can see from where I entered. Very sizable, beautiful space. As part of the MSC Yacht Club, you do have exclusive access to the MSC Yacht Club experience and different services that are a part of it. And that includes things like the Top Sail Lounge, the Top Sail Restaurant, your own personal concierge, butler, and butler assistant. Overall, this is a wonderful space if you're looking for a wonderful getaway on your next vacation on board the MSC Meraviglia, sailing currently from Brooklyn, New York. Thanks for joining.
We just spent 9 glorious days on board MSC Meraviglia in Stateroom
15031, which is actually a part of the Yacht Club. It is considered a Deluxe Suite.
This room is the largest stateroom I have ever had the opportunity to stay in on board a cruise ship.
Oh, 100% agree. And there was no disappointment at all with the size, with the location. I mean, we were right there in the heart of the Yacht Club, super convenient access to the concierge, to Top Sail Lounge, Top Sail Restaurant, all of the activities that were available on deck 19. This room, from the moment you walk in, is so large and so spacious. Yep. You walk in and you have that large closet. Well, the closet looks large at the beginning until you start loading your items in there.
Honestly, that was my only disappointment. There were 2 disappointments in this room. One was the closet for the size of the stateroom. Now, the good news is the newer ships have fixed this. It sounds like there are some walk-in closets and more closet space. No, we didn't run out of storage space. We still had plenty of drawers in the bureau. Like, there was a ton of space. We had nightstands by each bed, tons of storage. The closets just seemed small.
They were. But it was kind of a neat location for it. I mean, that was one thing that I was really excited about.
Right by the door?
Yep, by the door, and with a hallway that leads into the bathroom, so a little bit more secluded than what we're used to. Yep. Speaking of the bathroom, I loved all the marble finishes in there. It was beautiful.
And I loved that rain shower head. It was...
Which is surprising, because you usually don't like those.
I don't usually like them because the pressure, it feels like someone is like sprinkling water on you from a watering can. So I don't usually like them, but this had pressure.
It did. It was great. And a lot of water too. The walk-in shower was huge. There was tons of places to put all of our products and care product that we brought with us, which was great.
The shelves above on the mirror, the shelves below. The only thing that I would say that I was disappointed, again, these were the 2 disappointing things in this stateroom, it was a single sink. So we kind of had to keep elbowing each other as we were getting ready or as we were going to bed. Like, in a suite and in a bathroom that size, to put one single sink basin, again, I realize first world problems here. It just surprised me. Yeah. It really surprised me.
Yeah, agreed. Fortunately, that's really the end of the concerns that we had for this stateroom. I mean, the rest of the room was gorgeous.
Well, there's one other design. There's one other design element that I absolutely hate, and we have an ask for you if you stay in this stateroom.
We'll go ahead and put that out there, so this way we can get the bad out of the way first.
The drawers on the bureau, they've got doors that hide the drawers from you, which is awesome. It's great. Keep those drawers out of sight's way. But when the ship is rocking, those doors are open, and the drawers are open. Those doors slam up against the drawers constantly. And now our neighbors one morning decided to go to breakfast, and they left their drawers and those doors open. And so literally while we were laying in bed, all we heard was thud, 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 thud. Stupid design. I mean, that is probably the worst design I've seen in a stateroom. Even if you just put pads on those doors, so when they tap against those drawers, it doesn't have that wood on wood contact.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I would say that I didn't love about this stateroom is when we were porting. Do you remember?
Oh, yes.
The side thrusters?
Those side thrusters.
Listen to this video right here that we recorded.
Yeah, as we were pulling into the port, several times we had this happen where the entire room would vibrate. We've experienced something like this on Celebrity Apex.
Yes.
And it definitely came through on this ship as well.
So here's one more cruise tip for you. Make sure that any bottled water that you have on the counter, separate those at night so they're not clink, 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 clink.
Yes.
Take stuff off of the walls. So if you have that menu, there's the drink menu and the breakfast menus, take those out of the wall because that's really what ends up rattling up against it. So just a cruise tip to make sure that you can sleep in if you want to. For us, it was great because we were like, oh, we're here. Let's get off the ship.
It's so true.
Awesome.
All right. So moving on to some other drawers and doors. There was a really cool mini bar setup that we had in the stateroom. So, and as you first walked in and you saw that giant bureau in the stateroom, you could actually open up the cabinet there and you had a whole bunch of different things from plates to glasses to serveware to the different sugars, utensils and things that you would need for your coffees or teas in the morning. Speaking of coffee, there was a coffee maker up on the counter, and they kept that freshly stocked and inventoried for me. So if I wanted to have my coffee to start the day, it was ready for me.
He did. Of course, right next to that was a mini fridge, the mini bar, if you will. And our butler, the very first day, asked us what we wanted to see in that mini bar. And so he put in our sodas of choice. He put in our beers of choice, your creamer for the coffee.
Yep.
And that was stocked the entire week. And it was included in your cruise fare, which was awesome as part of the Yacht Club.
It was fantastic. As another part of the Yacht Club perk that we received, and that was a bottle of choice delivered to our stateroom of alcohol, whether it be a hard liquor or a bottle of wine. Yep. And that was delivered on the third day, and it was great. It lasted us through the sailing, surprisingly.
And guess what? You've got all of the mixers right there in your minibar. You've got juices, and you've got the sparkling water and still water. I mean, there were always beverages in that stateroom.
That's very true. We never went thirsty on the sailing. So there was also a large screen TV that was mounted to the wall. It was perfect for viewing. You could see it from anywhere, whether you were in the bed or laying on the couch.
I mean, we just watched our muster there. That was the extent of how we used the TV. Oh no, I guess we turned on the deck cam.
Oh yeah,
we turned on the deck cam once or twice, and so we don't spend a whole lot of time watching TV on a cruise. But it was the largest TV I've had in a stateroom as well.
That's right. And then speaking of the bed was actually really nice. It was pillow topped, so it was very comfortable to lay in, regardless of whether you're a back or a side sleeper, back or side. And then I
always say that I sleep well on a cruise ship. This was probably the best cruise ship sleep I have ever had. I took a picture of the mattress topper because I was like, what is this? It was like you were on a pillow.
It was great.
Yeah.
And speaking of those pillows,
were okay.
Yeah. They sent us a survey before the cruise to ask us what type of pillows we would like. I'm not sure if they gave us what we asked for.
They didn't, no.
But their pillows were very deflated.
So that's I don't really understand. We did a survey prior to the cruise to specify our pillows, our newspaper selection, our liquor selection, and then when we got on board, they asked, what are your pillow, what are your newspaper, and what are your liquor selection? So I'm not quite sure what the point of that survey was. And then we just kept the pillows that we had. We were like, they're fine. Yeah. We slept on them.
I slept. It's fine. And then next to the bed on both sides, you had the nightstand with 2 more drawers. So storage is definitely aplenty within this stateroom. Yes.
And those beautiful lights. Do you remember those lights next to the bed?
Reading lights.
They had these ambient lights that shone out into the stateroom instead of shining into your face. I loved those things.
It was great.
Were cool.
Yes, they were awesome. And then remember turn down service every night.
How could I forget?
I know.
I wish I had a butler here at home who left me a little chocolate and a bottle of water, and I mean,
and a good night note.
And a little good night note. I loved that part of the Yacht Club.
It was really cool. As we move a little bit further into the room, there's also where the couch is located, which was fairly comfortable to sit on. And then a coffee table in front where we would get daily snacks delivered to the stateroom. That was pretty nice.
The only downside that we discovered about that coffee table is it's not super easy if you're wanting to enjoy a meal in the stateroom. You're kind of hunched over trying to eat whatever food it is. So
it was kind of weird. I would eat at the the built-in countertop of the bureau or the desk. Rocky would eat on the couch at the coffee table, hunched over. It was weird that in a suite that size that you wouldn't have a table that would allow two people to eat together.
Right.
That was kind of weird.
a little strange.
Yep.
But the saving grace for this room, and I mean, aside from that pillow top mattress, was the complete blackout curtains. I mean, I have never seen a balcony stateroom get this dark before.
I don't like balcony staterooms because I like to take naps and I like to sleep in, and a balcony stateroom, it's always so bright. This room, the curtains extended wet feet, probably 2 meters beyond the actual balcony to make sure that it blacked out any light coming into the room. Now there was still some light bleeding in, but not nearly what we would expect in a balcony. And speaking of that balcony,
that balcony was huge.
when you've got a big room, you've got a big balcony.
Yes, absolutely. There were two chairs out on the balcony plus a little side table.
Yep.
Unfortunately, due to the weather of the sailing, we didn't really get to enjoy it very much.
Yeah.
But I could see this balcony getting a lot of great uses on a cruise.
Oh, in the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And here is a cruise tip that I'm going to put right here. Even though MSC Meraviglia is a newer ship, you are going to want an outlet splitter.
Yes.
You are going to want a cruise-approved outlet splitter. We'll drop an example down in the description. We did not have enough outlets for our phones, our backup battery chargers, our sound machine, our Apple Watches. We just didn't have enough outlets. And compare that to Carnival Jubilee, which I just got off. There were outlets aplenty. We didn't need that outlet splitter at all, but on MSC Meraviglia, we did need that outlet splitter.
Right. There are no outlets next to the bed, even USB, which is something we've gotten used to.
That's right. Yes, we've been spoiled.
We have. The only other thing that I would mention, there's actually two more things. One of them being that this room had a do not disturb button above the door, the light switch, which was great. You could put that on and the butlers knew not to disturb you or come into the room.
But even still, here's the cool thing. When you have your key card in the slot, they know you're in the room. It lights up outside your door to say the room is currently occupied. And so honestly, in the 9 days, only once did someone come in while we were in the room. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see. And she left."
Yep. And speaking of that way to notify that you're in the room, there's a certain way that you have to put your cruise card into the slot for the lights to engage.
Hey, we're spoiled. I always give a cruise tip on this channel saying take a hotel key card, put it in that slot so that your air stays on, so that your lights stay on, etc. MSC has actually put in security where they make sure it is your key card and it has to be barcode facing out for it to turn on the lights or for it to recognize. So it's some serious tech. They are making sure you are in that stateroom when you're in that stateroom.
They don't want to waste any power.
Oh, hey, and I have one last thing that I would mention as well. Our suitcases, like many cruise ships, they fit beautifully under the bed, so we didn't have to have our luggage take up room in the closet or hanging out in the room. And so don't forget about that extra storage under the bed.
Yeah, absolutely. Overall, 15031 was a great room for us this sailing. I would give it 5 out of 5 ships.
I would agree. The location was perfect, as mentioned. The space was unlike any cruise room I've ever stayed in. I absolutely adored this room. And the amenities that came with a Yacht Club stateroom, I would have been just fine with a Yacht Club interior. But if you get a chance to book a deluxe suite in the Yacht Club, I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to the channel for more information coming out about the MSC Meraviglia. We have an entire playlist dedicated to this sailing and more videos coming to our channel soon.
Awesome. Hey, thanks as always for subscribing, liking, ringing that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.